illegal ham in the face. But bro, where's the banjo?
Some Cleveland sports shows try to give you hot takes, but only one can give you a big old piece of hot ham. Welcome to Illegal Ham to the Face. Talking all Cleveland sports. And don't forget our Fat Boy Tuesday, where we also ham it up with some fun food topics. Without further ado, let's serve up some ham. Here are the Ham Boys, Fatty, and Big Bry.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome on into another wonderful episode of Illegal Ham to the Face. I am Jared Fatty Bates. He is Big Bry. My brother, how are you doing? How was your holiday?
Oh, man. Can't complain. As far as holiday and eating and spending time with family, it doesn't get much better than that.
You're going to get a lot of this today. There's a lot of OHs coming out of the woodwork already in the comments.
6 years in the making. I wouldn't expect anything less.
Yeah. You want to talk about that game here in a little bit?
To the victors go the spoil. Absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm not going to run from anything. I'll talk about it for sure.
By the way, I thought the Jeremiah Smith touchdown wasn't a touchdown.
Yeah, it wasn't a touchdown, and it seemed like the guys on the broadcast agreed. And I kind of hate that it wasn't a touchdown, because when you slow it down frame by frame, I'm pretty sure a lot of us can agree it wasn't a touchdown.
Yeah.
But to the naked eye, it's like, oh yeah, that's a touchdown. What are they even looking at? That's what I was kind of saying to the guys that I was watching the game with. I'm like, that's a touchdown, But then when you slow it down to every single millisecond, then you're like, oh. I mean, if you're going to go through all that, technically he's not a touchdown. But I didn't have a problem with it because it was clear. It's not like some Michigan player hit him and jarred the ball loose. I mean, in the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s, before we're nitpicking every little thing, that's a touchdown. So, it wasn't a touchdown, but I'm okay that they called it one.
We'll get into more of that here in a little bit. Today's show, we're going to talk about another Browns loss, Bry. What I dare say was a very bad loss for your Cleveland Browns. We're going to recap Thanksgiving tonight, how we did on Thanksgiving. Everybody safe travels. And then we're going to get into, because it is cold as shit outside, and my sister was making soup. So we're going to get our top 3 soups. It's been a while since we've done soups talk. So we'll do our top 3 favorite soups.
Sure.
And then we will go from there. Obviously, trivia tonight is brought to you by City Dogs Cleveland. It is your turn for trivia tonight. So we got that. Other than that, Brian, you got any shout outs for anybody tonight?
Well, certainly there's been a lot to be thankful for over the last week and over the last year, really. But the only shout out I got is for you. I'm thankful for you and all the work that you put in to this show. And, you allow me to just show up, have a good time, and have some back and forth with you and, chop it up about sports. Like I don't get to do as much as we used to when we worked together. So thank you for your hard work, everything you do behind the scenes, because you are the engine that makes it go. Now, I feel a little bad after I was ripping into you last week. So, so this is me getting on your good side now.
No, but hey, it takes 2 of us, bud. And for people that don't know, I mean, we're 5 years into this, and this kind of just all started at work when we worked together, because this is actually what we did at work during the winter when it was, the doldrums of January and February. We would just sit out, split wood, talk sports. I mean, we would do top 3s all the time. We would do talk food at about 10 o'clock, about an hour before lunch, because everybody was hungry and trying to figure out what we were doing for lunch. So this all spawned off of that. But Bud, hey, thank you. But I thank you for showing up every week. That, and I'm so happy for your family now in a new house. Maddie's growing like crazy. I'm just so happy seeing you as a dad now. It's kind of awesome on my side.
Very cool. Yep, I'm enjoying it too.
All right, we still haven't seen Justin in the comments, and yeah, we'll get into that. So let's do the trivia real quick, and then we'll dive into the Ohio State Michigan game, and then we will talk about the Browns. So let's do our trivia. Let me play our sounder for us, and then we will we'll have some fun with it. Oh shit! The Steelers are claiming Adam Thielen.
I just saw that on the bottom line here.
Huh. All right.
They're
They did
desperate.
get rid of. Well, they did get rid of Darius Slay, so that's another one off the list.
I forgot he was with them, to be honest.
Yeah. Let's see here. James said, "You're both great guys. Would love to meet you both." James, hopefully we can make that happen sometime. I'll go out and
Absolutely,
have a good
James.
time. Even if we got to come to the west side of Ohio, your neck of the woods, I'm willing to make a trip for some pizza. I know Bri is, especially when I said pizza.
We were just talking. There was a place in Medina that opened up a few years ago, and it has since closed, unfortunately. But it did. Oh, you said west side. I was thinking east side towards Youngstown. But let me finish the story. Anyways, have you had this pizza where they bake the pizza and the marinara sauce, and then they just put cold cheese on the top and just give it to you that way? You ever heard of this?
I've heard of it. I have never had it.
Okay.
Was it? Have you tried it?
I had it one time. It wasn't terrible. I don't think it'd be something that, I'd be getting regularly. And clearly I'm not the only one because, like I said, they lasted about 2 or 3 years. But I guess it's like all the craze on the east side around
Youngstown
Pennsylvania
area.
border. Yeah, over that way. So I don't know, something different.
Those Yinzers really do some weird stuff with
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's probably a lot of and we know they put French fries on their salads. Who knows what else they do? It's just a different world than we're accustomed to.
Now, James, you live out by St. Mary's Lake. Hop in the comment and let me know. I'm pretty sure you're out that way. But they got some great pizza out there, Bri. Trust me. I've had a few of them, as you can tell by the wonderful rolls that I'm starting to get here. So, all right, Bri, it's your turn for trivia tonight, which is brought to you by City Dogs Cleveland. By the way, they had a cold ass day in section 121 food stand on Sunday. I got to see pictures. Beth sent us some pictures, and man, they were bundled up in there with 40-mile-an-hour winds and everything else. So, shout out, hey, be thankful for the friends of City Dogs Cleveland, the guys that do all the volunteer work, the guys that go out and do the food stand there at Brown Stadium, the guys that do all the stuff social media wise for City Dogs Cleveland. Thankful for them because they're doing God's work. They're trying to get some dogs some good homes, and we've been partnered with them for good God, since we started pretty much, right? Haven't we?
Seems like it. Been a very long time.
But we love them. And like I said, if you can't adopt a dog, you can always volunteer, donate, do whatever you can to help out a city dog from City Dogs Cleveland. And go check them out on all their socials at City Dogs CLE. They'll have videos of dogs that are adoptable. They'll let you know when they have their $21 adoption weekends, stuff like that. So go check them out. All right, Brian, what do we got tonight? Is it college? Is it NFL?
Yeah, it is college. Well, funny you say that. It's a mix of college and NFL. And
Lane Kiffin.
You're really gonna think I'm kissing up to you because it's an Ohio State trivia. And it's more about, I hear all the time about these great receivers from Ohio State. So I'm going to test your Ohio State receiver trivia in the NFL.
Okay.
Since 1990. So of all the Ohio State receivers drafted since 1990, who has the most career NFL yards, receiving yards?
Ooh.
I'll give you a couple guesses because it is a little difficult. You've definitely heard of this guy. You definitely know this guy. You know his face. But
Hold on, is he a Hall of Famer?
I don't believe so.
Okay, so that takes one of them off the list.
Who? Tell me who. What Ohio State receiver is a Hall of Famer?
Chris Carter?
I probably assumed you were going to guess him, but he was drafted before
1990. Okay.
He played in the 90s, but he was drafted. That's maybe a button hook.
You threw me a screwball now. Now I got to go through and start thinking of. I got a couple in mind.
Okay. Yeah, I mean there's a lot to choose from, and being an Ohio State fan, I'm sure you can name a lot of them.
I'm trying to think longevity.
That would be a good place to start.
Okay, I got you. All right, well, Bri, let's get into our semi-Cleveland headlines. Let's play the sounder, and let's talk some Ohio State and some Michigan, buddy. You know something? I'm really liking this busting my chops for 1 week and then sucking up the next week. It feels kind of good. You know, I don't know what to do with myself. Like I'm over here going like I'm getting a treat, and then next thing you know, it's like, oh, you're going to reach for the treat, and then you're going to get smacked back down again. Like, you know, one of those. So I'm waiting for the other button hook to come in. But hey, I had a great weekend, Bri. Ohio State beat Michigan 27-9. Now we did bring up here in the comments, James brought it up. The Michigan player that headbutted the referee, how he ended up staying in the game, I have no idea. And it was a clear headbutt. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That was a clear headbutt. And I'm like, how did this guy stay in the game and not get ejected?
I've never seen anything like it. Now, I think, in retrospect and hearing a couple other people talk, like I think he was trying to explain himself that this so-and-so guy was headbutting me and like, here's what he did. But one of the dumbest things I've ever seen a football player do. But yeah, you're absolutely right. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, he's gone. That guy, and he's a pretty good player, but yeah, he's kind of a knucklehead sometimes. So yeah, yeah, chalk it up to things you've never seen other than the Ohio State Michigan game.
And I'm not gonna lie, bud. You guys had me nervous starting out the game.
Early on,
you guys drove down the field, and then the interception, and then the field goal, and I was like, oh shit, here we go again. And I started watching it, and I'm like, they're not going to show up. They're not going to show up. And then, tell you what, Bo Jackson, I know he's not as big as the OG Bo Jackson, but he had a hell of a game. Jeremiah Smith is just, right, he's just a different animal. Oh, my God. Like, I know he'll never win the Heisman Trophy because of where he plays at and everything else. But, man, if you want to talk about an MVP for a team, it's pretty much him and Carnell Tate for this team. And everybody's saying, Julian saying should be in Heisman. Yeah, well, when you're thrown to 2 first-round draft picks coming up, it's kind of hard to, hey, oh, you're open. I just got to throw it to this spot. So, but no, it was a good game. Like I said, we left. I watched the first half in Columbus with my sister, and then I listened to the rest of it as we were driving back from Columbus to Cleveland. So I didn't really get to watch the second half as much. But, Bri, I mean, it was a rivalry game. It was, a lot of dink and dunks and punches. Ohio State defense, just I don't even know what to say about Ohio State's defense, Bri. They've been locked in all year, and Matt Patricia has got this defense dialed in, and it was kind of, and I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but it was like a workman effort out of Ohio State. It was just, this is what we're going to do. We're not going to try to get fancy with anything. And just came in and won and then left. And, by the way, a lot better than other teams. They left respectfully out of the big house. They didn't try to plant a flag in the middle, even though Michigan players were so worried about that because they had them all lined up there because, retaliation is going to happen. But no. Us here at Ohio State, Brian, we are more classy than the wonderful people at Michigan. and we'll just. I'm just kidding you, bud.
No,
What'd you think of the game, bud? And what'd you think? Do you think Ohio State's legit to make a run for a national championship now?
oh yeah. I mean, there. I'm not gonna break any news or anything to anybody. Ohio State is one of the most talented teams, if not maybe the most talented teams in college football.
Mhm.
And I could have probably told you that a year ago. I probably could have told you that 2 years ago. I probably could have told you that 3 years ago when you see these recruiting classes. So, I mean, patting Ohio State on the back because they're really good is like congratulating Bill Gates' son for running a successful business. Like, you have greater talent than everybody else, so you should win every game. You're going to be favored by every game. So that's why I kind of jokingly call them the Ohio State Dodgers. Like, they just have more talent than every team that they're going to play against. Now, that doesn't always translate to wins. And I think Michigan just couldn't match up. In it's going to sound like I'm making excuses, but their best player, Michigan's best player on offense, is Justice Haynes, and he wasn't playing. He didn't play. Their second best player, Jordan Marshall, the guy who had the good runs early on, Mr. Ohio, Mr. Football in Ohio a couple years ago. He's probably their second best player, and he had to leave with a shoulder injury. Their fourth best player, I would say, on offense was not playing, Shamaj Morgan. And so, like, when you're Michigan and you have the talent discrepancy, you need all these guys to play and play well. And so the fact that they didn't, I know last year happened, and it's still hard to explain exactly what happened. But to shift the focus, because nobody wants to hear me talk about Michigan and telling you about guys who didn't play who should have. To give Ohio State credit, yeah, Bo Jackson was a difference maker. I would say he was the number. I mean, the defense. It's hard to really give credit to anyone in particular on the defense because I feel like it was just such a great.
It was everybody.
Effort. Yeah,
it was everybody.
And Michigan has the number one recruit at quarterback, but he's still 18 years old. So when he goes against a very talented guys who are ready to play in the NFL, like, you kind of understand that he's probably not going to have a ton of success unless he's some superstar athlete, which I don't think he's quite there yet. Who knows if he'll ever get there? But yeah. So Bo Jackson, I give him, if I'm placing MVP votes for this game, he might get my number 2 vote, and then my number 1 vote, I think unequivocally, is Ohio State's offensive line. Like, if you go back and watch that game, Michigan's Julian Sayin had all day to throw. Like, he could just sit back there, make a sandwich, and then complete a pass. That one to Carnell Tate where he was wide open, and Michigan's safety bit up, and he was just right there. He had time to make all these throws. Michigan, I don't even know. I didn't go back and look at the box score, but I don't know if Michigan had a sack, to be honest. And there are a couple times they weren't even close.
Yeah, I don't think they did. I'll look up the box score, Brian, but I don't think they did. Like, my guy was Carnell Tate. No matter when you needed to play, whether it be third down, anything like that, it just seemed like that guy was just everywhere and catching everything. Let's see here. Yeah, plus you guys only threw. Let's see here. Bryce Underwood, 8 for 18, 63 yards, and 1 interception.
Right.
Let's see if we got
it almost reminded me of the Browns, which we'll get into. Like, they're almost afraid to throw the ball with him. Even though they're, they were without their top 2 running backs, they just kept running the ball and running it out of shotgun. And it's like, eventually you're gonna have to throw the ball here to win this game. And I don't know, kind of questionable play calling.
Well, they didn't have a sack. Ohio State only got 1 sack.
It's crazy.
But, remember the fun stat that we talked about? Whoever won the rushing battle always wins this.
Like 22 years in a row.
And right now, Bo Jackson, 22 carries, 117 yards, averaged almost 5.5 per carry. And then you look down here at the wide receivers, like Jeremiah Smith only had 3 catches. But Carnell Tate, 5 catches, 82 yards, a touchdown. He averaged 16 yards a catch. So,
Yeah. He's a stud. That's why he'll get drafted in the first round.
Jocelyn's
Did we ever
here.
figure out how big he was? He's got to be
Carnell Tate?
6'3"? Is he 6'3"?
I don't think he's that big.
No? He looks big.
Carnell Tate. Let's take a look. See, let's get the measurements. He's 6'3", 195.
195. He looks bigger than that. So he's got a big frame, so he can put on. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets up to 215, 220 in the NFL,
which would be perfect for a number 1 wide receiver for your Cleveland Browns.
You're telling me. Like I said, I think top 5 is maybe a little rich for his blood, but if we can get him at the second pick, I'd probably be interested in that.
Hey, it's a lot better than our 5'8" Jerry Jeudy that we have. He's shrinking just like Dylan Gabriel shrinks every day.
Dylan Gabriel, a receiver.
Dylan Gabriel's 4'11" now, Bri. He just keeps getting smaller and smaller.
They send him in for one play and he throws the ball. Like, you won't let Shedeur throw the ball all game, but Dylan Gabriel goes in there cold and you let him throw the ball. It was wild.
Okay, that was barely a throw, Bri. That was just a little flat out. Like you can't even call that a throw.
I just thought, like, okay, here we go, hand the ball off, and then get Shedeur back down there. But no, I maybe they're trying to be sneaky with it.
All right. Well, now we're into Browns talk, Bri. The Browns lost horribly to San Francisco 49ers. Bri, I had them picked to win this game. I mean, this game was most opportune game for them to win. It was at home. It was shitty weather. It was their defense was all banged up and out, and we still couldn't do anything. And special teams, my God, special teams again, Bri. Like, I'm serious. Special teams now has cost us 4 games. 4 games. If you think about it, 4 games. Like, we could have a whole different record right now if it wasn't for Bubba Ventrone's special teams blunders. And especially, dude, they were I'm not going to bitch about Larvadan muffing the punt. I mean, that win was gnarly on Sunday. And if you weren't there, I'm not bitching at him about that. But I am bitching about the one guy that fields it and just walks out of bounds at the fucking 10-yard line. I'm going to bitch about that. Like, what the hell? Like, you should know better. Put your foot on the line at least and then catch it. Like, what were you thinking?
He made a great play. He made a great play just to stay in bounds and catch it. Like, that was an unbelievable play.
It was like he was toe tapping.
He was trying to keep his feet in. Absolutely.
Oh my God.
Talk about somebody not knowing the rules.
And Bri, for those that don't know, it was about 30-mile-an-hour winds up here. And if you did not watch the game, the west end zone, east to west. It would have been the east end zone was where
east end zone is a dog pound.
Yeah. So that's where the wind was coming from. Like, you couldn't even throw the ball. Like, you saw the kicker try to make a kick from 25 yards, and he doinked it in from the side end. So it was definitely gnarly down there. Bri, every week it's just the same clown show that we keep putting out. Do you have any? I know that Shedeur didn't pass a lot, and they did let him open it up once they got the wind behind their backs, but they didn't let him pass that much into the wind. And the one pass that he bombed out there that looked like a wounded duck to Isaiah Bond definitely shows you why. And it wasn't because he doesn't have the arm strength. It was just that wind was that nasty. Purdy didn't throw that much towards that side of the line. So, Brian, what did you think of this game? And God, we could have won that game, right?
I don't know. I mean, theoretically, yes, but I feel like it's that game was won because they're just a better run team. It's just a better organization. I don't feel like they really necessarily outplayed us. But yes, organization, coach, and quarterback, I think, all played into why they won the game because, yeah, I don't feel like they played that great. I don't feel like we played terrible. But yes,
Mm-mm.
you're right. Special teams, again, just like we don't, even when we're talking about it, we don't like calculate in we're going to have this huge advantage on special teams or, we're going to have these blunders. But it just seems to bite us in the butt almost every single game, like to the point where if we just have a wash special teams wise and we don't really make a huge mistake and they don't get a huge return on us, we're happy. And that might give us a chance to win the game. But yeah, too many mistakes on special teams. The offense just, I mean, it wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen, but you put up 8 points and I don't know. Again, going back to the Michigan game, it looked like Michigan to where they're just afraid to trust their quarterback, and because Stefanski just doesn't trust Shador, or because of the wind conditions, maybe a mixture of both. It just seems like we were just trying to run the ball too much, and Judkins is a workhorse, and he had a workman's effort. I think he only averaged like 3 yards a carry, but it's hard to do much more when they know that you're going to run the ball. I wouldn't mind seeing maybe a little more Dylan Sampson, because I think he kind of gives us a change of pace and maybe have both those guys on the field. Like you almost have to get creative in a game where you don't want your quarterback to throw a whole lot. You got to get as many playmakers on the field, find different ways to get them the ball. And I don't think we really did enough of that. And then, like I said, the Niners didn't play great. George Kittle had a couple big catches that kind of moved the sticks or got them into field goal range. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard for me to have a ton of takeaways based on this game because kind of went how I was thinking it was going to go, and there weren't maybe huge swings of momentum one way or another, or unforeseen plays, or I don't feel like either team played great, and it just kind of special teams blunders bit us in the butt in the end. And then certainly we could talk about that fourth down call from our own 33. That was just a disaster.
Yeah, let's get into that because Bri, you're watching that live as I was, and man, you're sitting there watching that, and you see the late run-in, and then you see everybody kind of panicking in the backfield, and it was like, as a head coach, I blame Michelin Stefanski. Like Harold Fanning came out and was like, "Yeah, I should have called a timeout." No, the hell you shouldn't have. Your coach should have had your back and called a timeout. That was one blunder there, but yeah, you shouldn't have called. No, that's on your head coach right there. Your head coach should have seen the melee that was happening at that point in time and been like, all right, timeout. We got to talk about this. We got to take a step back and if we're going to go for it, let's go for it. But, we got to talk because time was winding down, clock management, everything else in that fourth down play. And that was just atrocious. Or were you talking about the other one where they tried to run the ball and they got stuffed, 4 yards behind the line?
I was talking about the first one, but yeah, that one also was, pretty much everyone knew in that building knew what the play call was going to be.
Yeah. But I mean, it was just atrocious. I mean, if anybody wants to hold Stefanski accountable for things, it's things like that. Like you should have called a timeout. You should have regrouped instead of actually forcing that kid to go through with that. And especially a tight end sneak. Like I get that everybody kind of does it at that point in time, but like, come on. Like you should know better. You've been in this league way too long. You've seen stupid shit like this happen, especially for the Browns, way too long. You should have called a timeout. I mean, am I wrong on that, Bri?
No, it just looked unconventional. It looked,
It looked
sloppily
messy.
put together.
Yeah, it looked messy.
Yeah, and so, I guess had it worked, maybe we wouldn't be talking about it. But the fact that it couldn't have gone any worse for us. It's like, what are you doing? You know, why is that even an option? The fact that he's never taken a snap in a game under center, and you're doing it from your own 33-yard line, and no, that was the game right there. Yeah, basically, they I can't remember. I'm pretty sure they got a touchdown off that drive.
I think they did.
But yeah, I mean that we were in the game up until then, and then the wheels just start falling off after that huge mistake.
Yeah, and you said that Sanderson, he had 25 pass attempts, Brian. That's not too horrible in a game with that kind of weather and that kind of wind. I didn't think he looked horrible. The couple things that I do want to kind of clean up is especially the fourth down stuff with him. Taking a sack on fourth down. Like at that point in time, where you were at, if they're going for it on 4th and 12, buddy, I don't care if you throw it over to the state of Pennsylvania. Get it out of your. Don't take a sack. Don't take a sack. And then especially if you're running, and also learn how to slide. Daddy Dion's going to have to teach you how to slide because Jesus, that was atrocious. But you cannot take those kind of sacks at that point in time in the game. You can't. I don't care if you throw it to the other team at that point in time and throw an interception. You can't take a sack there, and especially the big sack that he took, because I think that was like a 12-yard sack that he took. You can't do that kind of stuff. But, it's a learning experience for him, too.
Yeah, and this is another good week to where he should hopefully have some success and have some growing moments. He's fortunate that 2 of his 3 games are against the Titans and the Raiders, who could maybe be the 2 worst teams in the NFL. But yeah, so he's just gonna have to get some confidence and get comfortable with things, and Stefanski's gonna have to trust him. And hopefully, I know we have a lot of home games coming up, but hopefully they're not all weather like that to where maybe it didn't look like a terrible day on TV, but just knowing how the wind is when you're down there, it really wasn't going to be probably a great day for him or Purdy. Purdy didn't do a whole lot better. I think they're
no.
I think I was looking their passer ratings. Actually, Shador's passer rating was higher than Purdy's.
Yes, by 10 points. It was Shador had a 93.6 and Brock Purdy had an 83.7.
Yeah, so I don't know. I have mixed feelings towards Shador's performance. That's kind of what I expected, though. If I look at the stat line and I say, okay, 16 for 25 for 150 yards, that's kind of what I expect.
Yeah.
But also keeping it into perspective that I think sometimes as fans we have this picture of what a franchise quarterback looks like, what his stat line looks like, but you can't do that every single week. Go back, look at Josh Allen's stat line from this past week. Look at Matt Stafford, who's probably going to be MVP of the league. His stat line, they're nothing impressive.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't do that week in and week out. But when you watch the game, you're like, yeah, he can't be doing that. And until further notice, I'm still of the mindset that we're taking a quarterback in the first round next year. But that doesn't mean I'm not excited to see what Shador has. That doesn't mean I wouldn't be willing to bring him back next year and let him compete.
There's flashes there. He had Jerry Jeudy wide open, overthrew him, and we'll get into the, sideline scrum between those 2 little shitheads. But even the pass to Fanning, there, you can see it there. You can see, you don't see that with Dillon Gabriel. All right. And
right.
This is the Shador love that I will actually give. At least it's exciting, and you can actually expect maybe a deep ball. Even the flutter pass that he threw into the wind, it was like, oh shit, there it is. He threw it. We don't get that from Dillon Gabriel. Dillon Gabriel doesn't do shit like that. I've never seen Dillon Gabriel pass more than a 20-yard line. But at least this kid is trying to spread it out, trying to get it downfield, and we need to open up this run game. But Bry, he's a rookie. Now, I got asked this question by Brian Phyllis. Bry, would you, in the third round, drafted Shador over Dylan Gabriel?
Yeah, I would have. I mean, I definitely would have taken Shador before Gabriel. I think he's a better prospect. I probably, who knows? Maybe I would have drafted. I don't know. I feel like we got some good players in the second round. So yeah, third round. It had that rewind time, and we took Shador in the third round. I probably would have been pretty happy with it.
And here's the comment from Bobby. And Bobby, thank you for tuning in to the show tonight. You're a new person here, but like, I understand we did it with Harrison Bryant. We've done it successfully with tight ends, but it wasn't the fact that it was Fanning doing it. It was the fact that it was a complete mess all the way up until the snap. And at that point in time, Bry, if it's a complete mess up to the snap, it's going to be a complete mess during the snap too. That's just my take. I mean, it seemed so unorganized, and it looked like 8 people didn't know what was going on in that play.
Yeah, it was a mess. And again, had they successfully run it and it worked, we probably wouldn't be talking about it. But just the fact that it's the first time you did it, it was a crucial part of the game, and it was a questionable call to be going for it in that scenario to begin with. So all that rolled up is just a crap sandwich.
Another thing that sucked during this game, Malik Collins out for the year with quad.
Yeah.
That hurts a lot.
One.
Having a career year, 6 sacks so far, and it wasn't even halfway through. Also, Bry, we did get a couple sound bites afterwards. Shelby Harris called Juwan Jennings a hoe, which was always fun. Understood why he got punched in the nuts. I guess Juwan Jennings also went after Myles Garrett, which I thought was hilarious because Myles Garrett could break him in half like Andre the Giant, grabbing a hold of your boy Hulk Hogan.
Come on.
I'm sorry.
There was a little respect on his name.
Okay. I'm sorry. Let's not say Hulk Hogan. Let's say, oh my God, Mankind.
Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio, definitely. At least we got some sound bites out of this game, Bri. What'd you think of Shelby Harris calling Juwan Jennings a hoe? That was the best.
Oh, I loved it because I feel like most of us who were paying attention the week before were on the Juwan Jennings bandwagon because we're like, oh man, yeah, he took a cheap shot. That was uncalled for. But now Shelby Harris is coming out and he's like telling it no. Whoever hit him in the junk was just for doing it because this guy's a little B and he just runs his mouth and he crosses the line. So I think, having a stand-up guy like Shelby Harris come out, and then also Myles Garrett speaking on it a little bit too. Like, okay, you bring us into the circle, we just see the reaction to what was said, and we don't think about, it's 2025 nowadays to where you can just say anything and there's no repercussions. And so, like, when people come out and call you out and are coming after you, attacking you for what you're saying, I love it. Hold people accountable.
I mean, unless you're Mason Rudolph and you say a certain word that you probably shouldn't say, allegedly, reckless speculation, allegedly. I mean, let's all be honest. We know what was said there. It had to have been.
We may have a rematch here in a couple weeks if
I know
if Rodgers can't play.
Oh, he's not playing anymore. He's done. He's done. He's out. It's Mason Rudolph's show. All right, Bri. Gotta ask one more question before we move on to the Tennessee Titans.
Sure.
Bri, Carson Schlesinger, Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't follow other teams that closely to where I could talk about how great their defensive players are, but I mean, he's almost like a franchise changer. If we didn't already have a franchise changer in Myles Garrett, like, he's somebody who you see him play, especially his first year playing like this. And I mean, we didn't even talk about he silenced Christian McCaffrey. Didn't really do much this game.
He shadowed Christian McCaffrey the entire game. Let's give the stats for Christian McCaffrey so everybody understands.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey was averaging over 100 yards, total yards, receiving and rushing.
At least
He rushed
he's on pace. He's on pace for 1,000
per.
receiving yards and 1,000 rushing yards, which has only been done maybe 3 times in the NFL.
So Sunday he had 20 carries for 53 yards, averaged 2.6 yards a carry. And then he caught the ball 4 times for 21 yards for a 5.2 average. Like, you shut down their guy. I mean, you shut him down. Now, Kittle went off, which is understandable. And then Jennings got his touchdowns. But you shut down Christian McCaffrey, besides Jonathan Taylor, should be in the running for the MVP. It's just when Christian McCaffrey's healthy, he is just a different animal. And Bri, I love that he's a different animal because that gives you I would love to have a Christian McCaffrey on this team. Maybe Dylan Sampson could turn into that role.
It could be, yeah. I mean, certainly McCaffrey was a stud coming out of college, but like he's really bulked up since his rookie year. And that's why he's able to be like an all-around running back.
100% defensive rookie of the year. I'd even probably have Mason as a runner-up. Mason Graham's been doing good, dude. He got in there a couple times. Myles Garrett got another sack. He's at 19 now. They showed the wrist tape. He wants to get to 25 sacks before the end of the year. I have a feeling he's going to probably end up with about 8 against Cam Ward. So we can hit that button right now. Tennessee Titans are coming in. They're horrible. We're horrible. What do you see coming up, bud?
Oh, to be honest, I see a very boring game. Knowing
the under, people.
Yeah. Knowing Stefanski, knowing how good our defense is just going to shut them down. And Stefanski's going to go ultra conservative. Don't let Shador lose the game for you. Run the ball a bunch. They're going to stack the box and, like you said, hammer the under. Especially if the weather conditions are anything like last Sunday.
Right? I want you to guess the under. That's what I'm laughing at.
Oh man. Well, since you're laughing, I'd say 34.5.
Less.
Oh my gosh. That's like as low as 32.5. There's no way it's lower than 32.5.
33.5 right now.
Oh my gosh.
And the Browns are favored by 4.5.
Terrible. Yeah, I mean, they're just predicting Cam Ward is going to have a terrible day, which he probably will. And
I mean,
they know Stefanski.
That's a 17-10 game win right there, baby.
All right, go ahead. Give me your synopsis of the game. I'll be right back.
All right. Well, you're leaving. How am I going to give you the synopsis?
Well, go ahead. I'll catch it later.
All right. I see how you got to go to the bathroom, don't you? Yeah. All right. So Brian's going to the bathroom. All right. So this game coming up, I mean, obviously it's going to be a shit show. Both teams are not good right now, but the great thing is you have an elite defense, and not even like a little bit elite. Like they showed you yesterday that they could be absolutely amazing. So I see this being a defensive game, not high scoring. I see a lot of Quinshon Judkins. I see a lot of Harold Fanning. Depending on the weather, I mean, I would like to see them open up the playbook a little bit because you are playing against Tennessee. I mean, I'd love to see some more passes for Shador Sanders because it's one of those ones that's like, I wouldn't say we're Ohio State, but let's just say you're Kansas State playing, dare I say, a Division II school, and you're just wanting to see what you got. Thanks, Bobby. Thanks for tuning in. And by the way, Bobby, if this is a person I know, welcome to Network 216. Yeah, so it's just, and he's got to go upstairs now to go to the bathroom, which is the best part about this. But yeah, I think this might be a game that you would want to. Let me bring Bry back in.
Oh yeah, I got that. I agree with you.
Did you hear all of it?
No.
Exactly. I said this is kind of the game where you're like Kansas State going up against a Division II, and you got to see what you have in your quarterback. And I would honestly say, if the weather's right, this would be the game that I'd let Shador loose and let him throw.
I wish.
I
wish they would.
Am I
There's
wrong?
no way he does.
I know there's no
not
way
wrong,
he does.
but he's not going to. Yeah.
And I know there's not, but guess what? You're not playing for anything. You're not in the hunt anymore. I got excited last week. I'm watching Thursday night, football, and I see, oh, look who's in the hunt, and I still see the Browns there at the bottom at 3-8. I'm like, you shut the hell up. We are not in the hunt, but we're in the hunt. And I mean, Brian, just think about that. If we rattle off a handful of games, possibly we could sneak back into this thing.
Yeah, it's kind of it's just such a punch in the gut to where the fact that the AFC North is so terrible this year, and the Browns are even worse. And
the one time it's terrible.
Yeah,
the one time
we could have won if we were good or even decent with this defense. If we had an average offense, we probably win 9 games in our sleep. And average special teams play too, because that should be. I don't know what's worse, our offense or our special teams. But yeah, we would be winning on top of this division easily.
Oh yeah.
But because with Burrow going down and Lamar going down and the Steelers just being mediocre year in and year out, all we had to do was having a couple games. What was it? The Bengals game in the beginning, just make a chip shot kick, and then the Jets game, which will haunt us for the rest of the year. We win both those games. We should win the Jets game pretty easily if we just don't completely diarrhea all over the entire stadium on special teams. And so we're 5-7. We're right there, a game back in the division. And not that, at the end of the day, I don't think we'd really have a chance because we still have to play the Ravens again. Or not the Ravens. We still have to play Steelers and Bengals. Is that correct?
I think so.
But yeah,
let me pull up the schedule.
I think you just it's hard because special teams just lets you down time in and time out, and the offense just isn't going to be good. I don't care who we have at quarterback. I like Shador Sanders. I think he gives us upside that nobody really else gives us. But at the end of the day, he's probably going to throw for 150 to 170 yards, and probably more times than not have one turnover. And your defense is just going to have to be lights out every single game. And for whatever reason, kind of the weird thing is your defense is playing lights out. But we still have games like Sunday where we gave up 26 points. And I asked myself, how the heck do we give up 26 points? Our defense is so good, especially at home.
Well, let me say, you give up 26 points because you're getting down at the special teams is giving you a 10-yard line to start your offensive drives.
And that was one stat that they did show that the average starting field position. What was it? They start on the 41 and we start on the 21 or something like that. And I don't even know. It might have been the other side of the 50, the 41.
Oh my God.
I can't remember exactly, but yes, the field position, starting field position was heavily swayed towards the 49ers. And again, it's just like it's Groundhog Day. Okay, I don't feel like we're playing that bad, but just a couple of special team blunders. And that's we're down 15. Oh, now we're down 21. The offense just is not built to come back like that. And That's why it's frustrating to watch because Stefanski's sticking with the plan as if it's a 10-9 game, and he's just running Judkins into the line time and time again.
Yeah, so far, Bright, what I'm seeing, all right, so we said, okay, the Bengals game we should have won. Packers game we should have won.
We did win.
Oh, we did win. Vikings
Yeah.
game we should have won.
Fair.
All right, so there's 2 right there. Steelers, we should have won that one because we were better than them. Jets is one that we should have won. And then I believe, like, seriously, the Ravens game, I feel like we should have won, and the Niners game we should have won. Like, and the games we got coming up, we got the Titans this week. Next week we got the Bears. Can't wait to hear from Jose Cotto. Then we got Bills Mafia coming to town. Then we got Steel Curtain coming to town, and then we got the Bengals. By the way, Brian, I want to ask you, Top Dog Tailgate is throwing a huge tailgate for the Yinzer game. You want to go down and eat some pierogies?
I would probably prefer a Primanti Brothers sandwich or a panini sandwich.
Well, we can go to Panini's afterwards.
Oh, that's true. Is that in between the holidays?
It is December 28th.
Okay.
So it's right before. Keep it in mind. I want to go tailgating with my big Bri.
Okay. I definitely keep it in mind for sure.
Let's see here. Man Cave's in here tonight, so both W's. Let Shador Sanders just go out there and try to prove that he can play these last 5 games.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that, Chris. And if they let him throw, take the handcuffs off, won't be just 150. Special teams is how he did. Yeah.
I think he can do better than 150, but that's kind of the bar to where those are my expectations right now. And it's up to him to prove that he can do more than that. And I don't want to be. We went back and forth last week with. If you take away the Sampson screen, and he only has 150 yards, and so I don't necessarily want to do that. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, it's about 150 there, about 150 here. But I still give him credit for it. But yeah, it's his second game, and there's still time for him to keep improving. And like I said, even the elite quarterbacks in the NFL don't throw for 300 yards every single week. So just get us a win. This is the week to get us a win. It dampens my excitement a little bit, knowing that I know who Kevin Stefanski is. I know his trust in Shador Sanders. It's not going to be a very exciting game. We're going to win probably 17-9 or something, 16-9 or something like that.
All right. So now, Bri, I'm going to ask you 2 questions before we go to Fat Boy Tuesday. And I want you to be honest. I need you to be brutally honest in how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
First off, Stefanski here next year. Yes or no?
Boy, I go back and forth on that like crazy. Do I think he should be here? No. But I look at what he was given this year, and it's like I don't
go with your gut. What do you feel? Should he be here or should he be gone?
Well, the question is, will he be here? Will he be gone? Because I don't think he should be here. I don't think he deserves to be here.
Okay.
But does Jimmy Haslam think, like I said, he's going to eat a green one this year, we'll bring everybody back the following year, and we'll try, with a real quarterback. But I just don't see the Stefanski offense evolving. And so
it feels stagnant, doesn't it?
It's just like the same stuff, we're talking about. Again, I don't know. It could be the quarterback. Maybe guys are running wide open downfield and the quarterback just doesn't find them. or doesn't, you know, able to make the throw, takes a sack too early. I don't know. It's hard for me to really see. But I just, from what my mind says and what my eyes see, what the stat book says, it's just the same stuff over and over, you know, regardless of who the quarterback is. So how can I believe that a different quarterback, a much more talented quarterback, would really be any different?
The only reason why I bring that up is I'm looking at two teams right now, technically three, but two teams right now that made a change and their team got better. Chicago Bears, who are 8-3,
Right.
and Bri, dare I say, the Jacksonville fucking Jaguars,
Yep.
who are 8-4 right now. So I'm just curious. And Bri, the second one,
New England Patriots.
New England Patriots, yes, with Drake May.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't even. Well, hold on. Sam Darnold was just a new quarterback to Seattle, but no, there's a track record there. That's why I asked. Also, next question I ask: if you were the head coach of the Cleveland Browns right now, where we're at today, would you have fired Bubba Bentrone on Monday?
I meant to bring this up to you. Like, it depends
Brian,
on what
if it was me.
What's your ultimate goal? Is your ultimate goal to win games? And yes, he should have been fired a long time ago. But if you really don't care about winning games this year, and you know, in the back of your head, you're almost thinking like, oh, you know, if our team plays well and he just blows it, we're firing him at the end of the year anyways. Let's just keep him around because he might make us look good, and we'll still get our ultimate goal of getting a higher draft pick. So, like, yeah, any team that was realistically trying to win as many games as possible, he would have been fired a long time ago. But I just question if the Browns are there.
And I get that, Bri. I get that. It's just, for me personally, I would have fired him, good God, a long ass time ago. But they didn't want to do that for some odd reason. Because since Prefer, special teams has just taken a nosedive. They really have. Like, they have not been good for multiple years now. And this was supposed to be the guy that we had to give an associate head coach title to just to get him to come to Cleveland and coach the special teams in Cleveland. And Bri, they're still making silly, stupid mistakes. Like, these aren't like major mistakes. These are like extra major mistakes. Like, these are like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know better. What are you doing? And you're supposed to be the coach of this.
Yeah, there's certain blunders on special teams that it's hard to really pin on the coach. Like a guy muffing a punt. Is that really the coach's fault? I know. And I'm not like saying that that's what you're saying, but I'm just, you know, come with me while I take you on the journey that, yes, there's certain things that guy fumbles, guy missed an extra point, guy missed a 37-yarder. Like, it's hard to really pin that on the coach. But then you see things like, was it Malachi Corley, the guy that received the kick and stayed in bounds? Like, that, I think, is pretty easy to put on the coach. Like, maybe he just made a mistake, but you have to run through every single scenario. And that's a pretty big scenario. If this happens, we have to drill it into your brain that you just let the ball go out of bounds. Or if you're really smart, you just stand out of bounds or put one pinky toe out of bounds and then touch the ball, and we get it at the 40-yard line. So, like, that one, yes, I pinned that on the coach. Giving up 2 straight kick returns for touchdowns, I got to put that on the coach. Like, one in a season, maybe, but you got to make adjustments after that.
I don't mean to talk over you, but this is what I'm saying.
No,
it's not just a blunder here or there. It is consistent blunders over a consistent amount of time. It's not just one. It's multiple during the game. It's multiple during the next game. You know, we get one. Hey, at least we found a kicker. At least I think, right? But
hopefully,
you know, it just, oh my God, I'm done with this special teams. This special teams is horrible. Horrible. Brian, do you want to get fat?
Well, give you your score. Titans game.
Oh, Titans game. Hey, we're going to keep it on the under. Brian, I'm going to go 18 Browns, 13 Titans.
That is the under. Nice. I'll go 16 Browns, 10 Titans.
Normally, hey, wait till next week with Chicago. You're going to love my score next week. Right? Somebody
Can't
might
wait.
come in here. Somebody might come in here with a certain old school shirt on, some glasses, maybe a mustache, and it might be Browns time.
Oh, okay. I know a little Hispanic friend that might enjoy that.
We might have to get him in the show just for that one. You got to text him.
For
See if
what
he'll
you
come
wish
in.
for.
I know. All right, Brian, let's get fat. Let's get into Fat Boy Tuesday.
And now, it's time for Fat Boy Tuesday.
Love Fat Boy Tuesday. Brian, how was your Thanksgiving? I hope the spread was amazing. Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Definitely everything that I could have wished for. It was just unbelievable, as always.
All right, so what was all on the table at the Loveless places? Name them all. I want to know every single plate you had.
It's hard to remember, to be honest. But I did. Basically, we did. Well, I think technically 4. I told you last week that we went over to my brother-in-law's for steaks previous Friday. So I really just had one traditional Thanksgiving on Thursday at noon or 1 o'clock, and then traveled up to Hudson. We did Thanksgiving second half with my dad's side of the family, and we did appetizers. And then mom's side of the family on Saturday after the Ohio State Michigan game, we did appetizers there too. So that's right up my alley. Gosh, it's
Hold
hard
on.
to.
Best appetizer that you kept going back to.
I don't want to be a homer here, but my wife made 2 great appetizers. One was, and maybe because I've had leftovers now for a couple days, almost like a cowboy dip. I think she called it, with like rotel and cheese and spices and ground beef and corn and
Ooh,
I
that
think
sounds
black
good.
beans. Yeah, so it was phenomenal. I'll probably finish it off after we're done here, because there's just a little bit left. Then the other one was like a pizza dip in a cast iron skillet.
Ooh.
And then you have like little baguette slices with the olive oil on it. You toast them up a little bit, and then you throw the marinara, you throw the cheese, you throw the little pepperonis on there, and just it's almost like a French bread pizza.
Oh my God, that sounds amazing.
It's really good.
That sounds amazing. Hold on, besides your wife's, what was the best one that you had?
Oh, man. One that's kind of at all of our events, and I really don't have it other than family gatherings, but just kind of a sucker for it, is the big, it's not sourdough, what is it, like pumpernickel bowl, bread bowl with the what I'm talking about? Is it spinach artichoke dip?
Yeah, with
or
just
spinach
peel
dip,
off.
some sort of spinach dip. Yeah, you rip it off and you dip it in there. Yeah, I always get that. Whenever I see it, I'm always getting a couple of those, and they usually go fast. So yeah, that's, maybe add that to last week with my underrated sides.
All right, Jocelyn. So my sister and my brother-in-law are both in here for this, and I got to lay out everything that we had, Bri.
Sure.
because so Wednesday night when we got in, Bri, they made pot roast sandwiches on Texas toast
Wow.
with an au
That's the
jus dipping
pregame.
sauce. Au jus dipping sauce, dude, it was fantastic. So
7
and
bar
on,
high.
oh, it was great. So we're setting everything off. Obviously, the veggie tray with the homemade ranch dip, meat and cheese tray is always there. Pickled eggs, deviled eggs, which don't last long in our house. Jocelyn called it Hawaiian bread. It was not Hawaiian bread. It was Texas toast. And then we get into the main. Now, normally my sister does the trifecta turkey, but this year we changed it up. So we had I believe it was a Cajun rub deep fried turkey. Then we had our traditional oven turkey. And then Chris came up with a cherry bourbon smoked ham.
Oh my goodness. Sounds like heaven.
And it was better than the turkey, Bri. That ham hit good. Jocelyn Jocelyn said no for Bri's dip. It's Hawaiian bread. What's your snake cherry coke dip?
No, it's a brown bread. I don't know what it is.
That's what I'm saying.
Pumpernickel. Is it pumpernickel? Heck if I know. What's the brown bread? Yeah,
All
we
right,
always
we're
do.
gonna look
Yeah, I've seen the big
Hawaiian bread.
Hawaiian, and I would try that for sure for something different. But yeah, whatever reason, I forget what bread is. Drawing a blank.
So we had pickled eggs, deviled eggs. We had green bean casserole, sweet potatoes, mashed potatoes, noodles, corn, all that stuff. Jocelyn made me, because we were talking about it last week, the corn pudding or corn casserole.
Yeah, sure. What'd you think?
Bri, I do not like it.
Oh
That
my
is the
gosh!
Now hers
I'm
was
about to
not.
leave.
Hers wasn't runny. So
Yeah, no, it's not necessarily supposed to be. It's somewhere
Like, right.
between. Like I said, like what'd you call it? Corn, cream
Souffle?
corn. It's somewhere between.
Yeah.
Somewhere between cream corn and cornbread.
Like, Bri, it wasn't bad. I'm not saying it wasn't bad, but not my cup of tea. That's the one
Gotcha.
thing that I'll turn my nose up to. But the best part of the whole family trip. So you're going to laugh at this. So you know how my kids are. So my sister's coming through like, what cheese do you want on your pot roast tonight? We have got cheddar, American, and mozzarella. And she's going through and asking everybody. So she calls my kids and her kids downstairs. And she goes, all right, Alex, what cheese do you want for your pot roast sandwich? And she starts naming it off. And she goes, Colby Jack. She goes, that is not on the list. He goes, but I want Colby Jack.
I knew it.
The whole downstairs bed, the living room and everything was just laughing. Like, yeah, that was going to happen. But no, it was a great spread. And then we had breakfast the next day. They hooked us up with scrambled eggs, sausage, bacon, potatoes O'Brien, which was great.
Yeah.
We did leftover night on Friday night where we pulled everything out of the fridge, even tacos. So we had like a mixed mash of stuff. She actually made turkey noodle soup and turkey pot pie to finish off everything.
Yeah, that's what you do with the leftovers. You got to change it up a little bit. I appreciate the effort.
Like tonight, we did turkey noodle casserole with the cream of mushroom, cream of chicken, what was left over from the turkey that my sister gave us, and some mixed vegetables in there. Just quick, easy dinner. But no, it was a great time down there. We had a blast. She made banana bread, dude. She put on. I'm telling you, this is like her Super Bowl, and like it was, dude. And any vegetable you want on a vegetable tray, it was great. We had a great time. I can't thank her enough for having us in, putting up with us for the 4 days that we were there, and catering all the food. But man, I have got to get that cherry bourbon glaze from Chris, because it was, she made 5 loaves of banana bread.
I could get down on some banana bread right now.
And by the way, the first thing, and I will say this, the first thing eaten out of Thanksgiving dinner when it was all set out. Some fat guy, I don't know his name. Straight to the deviled eggs. I had like 3 of them before anybody got a plate.
Oh, that's something that yes, I wasn't a huge fan of deviled eggs until I had my mother-in-law's, and I don't know. I've had others since then, but I think hers, like, I'll pass on every other one, but hers
Mhm.
is like a little sweet. Like, I think she uses, instead of just mayonnaise and mustard or whatever to use, it's like a pepper butter, which is
Ooh.
just phenomenal. But yeah, another, as you're talking, I thought of one other one that I was going to shout out was the, and we do it every year, and it just doesn't get enough play because I don't think many people have it, but I have family that comes up from Cincinnati, and they make a Skyline chili dip, which I only get it
Ooh.
once a year, and so every time I have it, I just get about as much as I can possibly have. And so that was good. We didn't get the hanky pankies this year, which I was trying not to be disrespectful, but I was like asking, like, "Oh, do we still got hanky pankies coming out?" Like, no,
Oh.
we're not having those because my aunt usually makes it, and she wasn't there this year, and my cousin, who also wasn't there, she'll kind of take over and substitute, but she wasn't there, so yeah, we just kind of went without this year. So that was maybe a tiny disappointment without being ungrateful.
Hanky pankies are amazing. You know something?
Oh, they're so good.
Next week for Fat Boy Tuesday, we're going to do finger foods, bud.
Oh, I got a lot.
All right, you all right with finger foods next week?
Yeah, I will say we did have at my mom's side on Saturday. We had the little cocktail weenies and barbecue sauce. So that's kind of something we always do there. All right. I don't want to give it away because now you're taking
Save
me
it.
down a whole different rabbit hole.
See, this is where we get with food. We start going down that rabbit hole. We start getting excited. Oh, by the way, I did get my black raspberry pie. Oh, Brian, it was so good.
Really? I don't think I've
And
ever had it.
Justin is finally in and said, "Damn, I almost forgot about Bri crying tonight. How pathetic was the University of Michigan guarding the M after the game? Oh my God! All right, so I had to do it
You
before the end of the
missed it.
show. He missed
Speaking,
the whole
yeah,
show.
not crying. Don't get me started about the Ohio State fans last year after they lose one game to Michigan in the last 365 days, and you got guys literally shedding tears saying "Fire Ryan Day." Like that happened. Go check out Barstool and all those.
Hold on. Bri,
Yeah, go
do
ahead.
you want to fire Sherman Moore?
Oh, I said that as soon as he was hired, but I'm not crying about it. You lose one game and you're crying.
Huh?
Like Ohio State wins what 95% of their games. You lose one game, you shed tears, and you say fire the coach.
Oh my God!
Like that's why nobody outside of Columbus and Ohio will ever root for Ohio State. They're the entitled kids. It's easy to be Ohio State fans. You know, if you don't get a Ferrari for Christmas, you cry.
Oh my God! All right, so Justin asked if he needed a Tampax. All right, here we go.
Oh,
All right, hey, we do have to give it a quick update for the Illegal Hand of the Face Fantasy Football League.
yeah, do it.
All right, so Brian, we actually had some very close games this week. Starting out down at the bottom, Big Bri point
How about that?
5.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. All right,
Came
Big
down
Bri.
to last night. Travion Henderson. Thank you. My
Big
guy.
Bri beats Dog Pound 132, 131.6.
Mhm.
All right, Golden Showers on Mayflowers. This is even closer. 128.48 to Justin's. Your name sucks. 128.24.
Wow.
All right, here's another close one. Team Big Meat beat Harold Keel 124.62 to 124.3.
No way.
Here's a blowout. Hunky Cat beat Always Next Year 147-102. Here's another close one. Runner beat the Portage County Prostitutes.
Wow. 0-2 last 2 weeks.
162.04 to 160.24.
Hmm.
And then finally, Waddle That Smith and Jigba 141 to 119.
There you go.
All right, time for our top 3 tonight. Let's do some soups. All right, Brian, let's do our top 3 soups tonight because it is soup season. Would you like to go first?
Sure, I'll go first. Boy, it was tough. It was more difficult than I thought it was going to be, just narrowing it down. Because, like, would you consider chili a soup? Are we putting that in soup territory?
We can. I think that's kind of a different
I won't.
thing.
Okay, I won't then. I'm taking chili out
Because
of
I
there.
mean, chili be number 1, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if done right, which a lot of times it's not exactly how I like it. But if I could do it myself, and I think there's a couple recipes out there that are just on fire. So I'll take chili out of it. So my number 3, believe it or not, I'm going broccoli cheddar. I think
Ooh.
it's the only acceptable way to eat broccoli with a bunch of cheese, and
Okay.
so I'll put that at number 3. I'm going number 2. I was thinking about putting like tomato bisque there, but if I'm just eating it as is, I almost need a grilled cheese to go with
Oh,
the
yeah.
bisque. So if I'm just judging it based on the soup, I felt like I was kind of cheating. So I'm going chicken noodle, just because it's just the staple. It's the constant. Whenever you're sick, that's what you go to. And again, I've had some bad chicken noodle soups, but if done right, I think it's really good. And then my number 1, it's hard to pass it up just because it's super unhealthy and super good. It's loaded potato soup.
Oh, that's a great one. My sister chimed in. Chocolate. Oh my God, cheddar broccoli potato soup.
I love that.
Jesus God. Cheddar
Well done.
broccoli potato soup. My God. Justin chimed in. 1 Tears of Wolverine's soup and Ann Arbor snow. All right, so he's going to go that way. Brian, number 3 for me is I'm going to go with you. Even though you do need a grilled cheese, you obviously need a grilled cheese for it. Tomato soup. There's just something about tomato soup on a cold day, coming in and getting tomato soup. Number 2 for me, Bri, has got to be a beef vegetable soup. Nice, hearty, just on your bones. And Bri, I'm with you. Number 1, loaded baked potato soup. There is
Hard to
something
beat.
about a loaded baked potato soup. It's just, now, do you do the cheddar cheese, the scallions, everything on top of it, all that,
For
and
sure.
bacon bit?
Absolutely.
Of course, bacon bits, right?
Of course.
Of course. Jocelyn said mom's veggie soup. Yeah, that's up there too. She makes a good veggie soup. All right. I have a potato recipe that is healthy. All right. Send it to us, Justin. Brian and I will try it out.
Absolutely.
All right, Brian, it's time for trivia, and then we will close out the show.
Yep.
All right. So you gave me an Ohio State and NFL trivia. Let's do it.
Yes, I did. Give me the Ohio State receiver that has been drafted since 1990 to have the most receiving yards in the NFL.
I am going to go with the current offensive coordinator for the Ohio State Buckeyes, Brian Hartline.
Ooh, I didn't even think of him. No, not
It is
Brian
not
Hartline.
him. Oh,
Nope.
shit. All right, now I got to go back.
Second go at it.
All right, so give me one more.
Yep. Here's your hint. Your one hint, then I'll give you another one. He is retired.
He is retired.
Not
David Boston.
Not currently playing. Not David Boston, but kind of same time frame.
Oh, kind of same time frame with David Boston. Oh, Christ. What's his fucking name? Why am I not? I have it on the tip of my tongue and I can't think of his name. All right, give it to me, Bri. I'm sorry.
Here's another hint. I was watching him on TV when I asked you this question.
Galloway.
There you go, Joey Galloway. How about
All right.
that?
All right. Woo.
Isn't that a good one?
That is a
You
good one.
think all these guys recently coming out that some of them, I think McLaurin might be kind of
He's close.
he's getting close. I think there was some discrepancy. I think he maybe only has 9 or 6, maybe 7,000 yards, but Galloway had like 1,100 yards, which is
Now-
surprising to me.
Now, Justin, I already asked if you would have shown up at the beginning of the show. I already asked about Chris Carter, and it was 1990 and further. So Chris Carter was
prior to
yeah.
drafted prior to 9.
Yeah.
And honestly, I can't remember. Was he drafted? Do we know that for certain?
Who, Chris
Because I
Carter?
know he had, because he had some issues in college.
I thought he was drafted.
He might have been because
Okay.
remember he went to the Eagles first, and the Eagles.
God damn you! Now you're making me search stuff.
No, it's time to go.
You think? It was time to go 20 minutes ago. It's all right. All right, everybody. We are here at the end of the show. We want to thank our troops and first responders. Also, we want to thank everybody in here tonight. Chris, Jocelyn, Justin, oh my God, Bobby, who is a new one. Mike is in here. James is in here. So thank you, everybody, for joining in tonight. You guys will see us next week at 7:15 is what we're going with now here on YouTube and on our X account. So, or at least Network 216 X account. So, Bri, God bless them.
God bless you. God bless America.
All right. We are definitely uncorked, unloaded, and we will see you guys next week. Have a great night.